What's going on today, YouTube? Recently, I've switched away completely from VS Code to terminal-based coding due to one specific reason. And that reason is this little sprite right here. So I've got this little animation going that I can run inside of the terminal. So let me just give you guys a quick little demo about how it works. Alright, cool. Just going to be testing this out real quick, but go ahead and run the project onboarding script and just give me a quick little summary on what this is. Make the output fairly short, but yeah, just go ahead and do that. Thanks, send it.
Preview. Emmy Takahashi is an AI companion and VTuber project designed to act as a coding partner and research assistant. It runs on a custom multi-loop system that simultaneously processes voice, chat, vision, and memory in real time. A standout design choice is the priority controller, which ensures your direct voice commands always take precedence, so background chat never interrupts her mid-sentence. The project is currently in early development with the core architecture and character blueprint already mapped out.
So ultimately, still a work in progress. There's a lot for me to work on for this project, but it's in its early stages, and I'm going to go and show how you guys can get this sprite part downloaded and installed onto your own computers in case you want to try it out. Now, it's not going to be the entire workflow here as I'm still working on some of the pieces, but you can kind of try and modify this to your heart's content if you would so like in today's little tutorials. So that's what I'm going to show how you can get today. And yeah, I'm going to be doing this on my secondary computer, which is right here. And alright, so as always, there are going to be a couple of prerequisites before you kind of get all of these things up and going. If you watch the previous video, you're going to need to bring your own LLM or have an OpenAI subscription that we can just log into the Pi agent with. In this case, I'm just going to use the OpenAI subscription. In the previous video that I went over, I showed how to install local llama or llama CPP to run Quen locally. And this is where we're going to start for the install today. So we just want to download this latest version of Node.js Windows installer. I should mention I'm doing this for Windows. Once that finishes up, you can go ahead and run the installer. We'll go to next here, accept terms, next, next, next. And then for this, we'll just go ahead and skip Chocolatey. I'm going to show how to install Chocolatey manually. And then we'll go and do that. Yes, yes, yes. So that'll finish up real quick. And then we'll go over into the Pi agent window. For this, we are going to install with npm. So go into the npm section, click on copy, and then once again, we'll open up a PowerShell window, and then we can just paste that into there. So Control V or just right click on your mouse and then click enter. And that'll go ahead and get Pi installed on our computer. So let's just wait for that to finish up. So you'll get this once it's done. And then there's also one more thing I forgot. We need Git on our computer. So if you don't have Git yet on your computer, go over to this page, go to install for Windows, and then click on this Git for Windows 64 setup. Download it, run through the installer, and click all the default options, and you should be good to go. I already have it on my computer, so I'll be fine. And then so when I type in git into the terminal, I'll get a bunch of feedback here, and that means I have Git installed locally. So for that, a little extension, we're going to need to navigate into my own extensions. I have it up on GitHub, and let's scroll down to the installation section. And what I normally like to do is just put the terminal on one side, or sorry, the browser on one side and the terminal on the other. And then what I've done is I've navigated into a folder I can find pretty easily. And inside of the address bar, we're just going to type in cmd, which will open up a terminal that we can open up side by side from our browser. So now we can just copy and paste some of these installation commands. So I'm just going to copy those 2 lines, paste anyways, and that's going to download my repository locally. So then click enter so that we've changed directories into Jared's Pi extensions. Then all we need to do is npm install. So paste that into there, click enter. And then we'll go ahead and copy this Pi install dot as well. And when npm finishes, we can paste that Pi install dot, click enter, and that's going to install it into our Pi agent. So once we've done that, then we just need to install this section here. So we're going to install Shafa. This is going to be needed for the emote extension. So for this, we're just going to use winget. So paste that in there, click enter. It's going to download, and you'll have a little bit of a section start downloading it for you. I already have one locally, so it's going to give me this, but just give it a few seconds. And then once we have that, I'll clear by typing CLS and then clicking enter. Now we can actually just open up Pi. So just type in Pi into the terminal, and what we're going to be met with is a little face here. So we got a cute little ASCII face here. And to change this, we need to just type in /. So do /emote. And then you can go over into the emote set. And yours might be at default already. So this is the default emoji that comes with the set. There are some other ones here. And these I didn't design. These are actually from the original creator of this Pi extension. If you guys are curious on the main repository for that, you can go over into this Pi emote section on the browser, and then you can scroll up to the top. This is the main repository that I sourced it from, but I've made a few changes to make it fit my workflow. So this is the original, but here we can now just we'll just leave it like that, and then you can change the display size. So in case you want to make it bigger, just backspace. Let's do 16. Go out by pressing escape. And then if you want to import your own emote set in here, there's a specific way to do that. I'll show you guys how to do that on my other computer. But once you've changed the size here, if you have anything weird in the window, you can always just type in /reload, and then that'll reload the window. And now you can kind of see this section here. Now I've already logged in, but if you haven't logged in yet with an OpenAI account, you can just do /login, click enter, use a subscription, and then in here just click on the ChatGPT Plus and Pro, which is the Codex subscription, and then configure that through OAuth. So you can get that there. For some reason, Anthropic, they don't allow you to use it, and then you can use GitHub Copilot if you want. Unfortunately, Anthropic doesn't let you use the subscription for this. And we should be good to go. So I can say something like, hi, and it's going to, it's going to speak, it's going to say hi, and we can do all of these same things as a coding harness might be used for. So coding, you can add skills, you can work on adding MCPs and sub-agents and all of that. But the thing is that this is Pi, so it has a little bit of a different methodology than the previous one I showed. This one is very bare bones, and if you want to have things like MCP servers or agents, you're going to have to build them and incorporate them yourself. So this isn't a complete Pi tutorial. If you want to figure more about Pi, I really recommend you go and take a look at the documentation here on their website. As they show here, there's no MCP, no sub agents, no permission pop-ups, no plan mode, no built-in to-dos, and no background bash. So you can add all those things in there if you want. But it is a very minimal window, and that is the beauty, because even though it's very minimal, it's very customizable. And if you want to modify something, you can say, hey, I want a skill or tool to do something, and then describe whatever you want, and you can go through and build those tools for this harness as you like for your workflows. So that's what I've done on my other PC. But that's how you can get the Pi emote in here, which is pretty cool and awesome. Now I'll go ahead and show it on my computer. Let me exit and go back to my terminal here. So this is my little agent that I have. This is my customized Emmy sprite. And to change and configure the emote here for yourself, like if you want to get some other emotions in there, you're going to want a folder with all of the images that you want in it. So inside of this Emmy folder right here, I have all of these, I think it's 9 different folders with the different images that I want to happen during different sections. So like if the code is compacting, if the code has failures, if it says hi, idle, read, talk, think, all those different things. We've got different faces in here and or actions. So this is my right PNG right here. So as you can see, the hand is kind of moving between the two. So that is my right emoji. Inside of the tool use, I have the same one. So I just reuse the same asset inside of tool. And then inside of think, we have this kind of thinking face in here. So there's the thinking going on. And one thing to note is that inside of each one of these folders, you want to be very specific with the naming. So in the case here, I've got talk 1, talk 2, talk 3, talk 4. And so this is the different sizes for the mouth. I realize I actually have this named wrong. This should be talk 3. This should be talk 4. That's a different story. These namings are very important because the way that the extension chooses how to change the different images that are being shown for the animations require the specific naming here. Now, I really recommend that if you're confused on how to get this set up, you simply just ask the Pi agent how to set up these folders and what images to put in them. And then once you are done with that, all you need to do is just zip this up. So I'm going to delete what I have here. You just need to zip this up. So we could just do send to compressed zipped folder, and then we'll just name that Emmy there. And then in the address bar, you can just type in CMD. And then in here, we can just type in Pi. And then to install that new emoji set, we just type /emote, go into import emote zip, and then just scroll down to Emmy.zip. So a little bit of some graphical bugs going on here, but you just want to scroll down to whatever your zip folder is, import that, and then go ahead and override it. So here is that there. So I'm going to overwrite that. So there are some graphical bugs in here. As you can see, it was refreshing and she was above where I was, my command was. So some bugs here and there that I'm still working out on, but for the most part, it seems to work. And then once you have loaded that in, you can do /reload, and then you would be able to see it inside of /emotes. Oh, and then now it's broken. I can't see that. So I would need to go out by doing Control-C, go back into Pi, then I could do /emote, and then now I can see the different options here where it's inside of emote set. So as I said, this is still being worked on, so some things aren't fully fleshed out, but if you have all of the faces, that's how you would swap it out for this extension here. And like I said, the cool thing about Pi is that it allows you to change the functionality by simply just asking it a question. So we could I'll just show you guys real quick. Like, let's say I'd like to change the Pi emote to let's just say alternate the idle animation every 0.1 second. And then we'll just go ahead and send that. And it's going to go through the motion here. As you can see, it's now reading a book. And now it finished up. We could just type /reload. And now it's going to blink like crazy inside of the Pi emote. So yeah. You can do that if you would like. This is just an example. I personally wouldn't have this here. So I'll change that back once I'm done. Now there are other things installed in here when you did the Pi extension, but unfortunately it's a little too messy for me to go over the installation, so I'm going to have to do that in a future video. But I will just talk about some of them just to kind of give you guys, just to kind of go through them, like other things that you installed. So I do have a way that you can speak into the model so that it can understand your voice, kind of how I demoed earlier. But unfortunately, to do this, you need to have WSL2 installed in your computer, and then you need to be running a Nemo model. So we need Nemotron ASR 3.5 for this, and we don't have this running. So we don't have that working. Now there also is this notification extension that we installed. So the mode is currently off, but I usually like to run this in beep. This will beep when the model has finished its task. So this is good for me because it's kind of an audio notification for me to come back and take a look at something. There's also text-to-speech, so you can use text-to-speech. That's what I was using earlier for that. And then for that, you need to set up a engine. You need to set up a fish engine. You need to set up a reference ID and then set your API key for fish audio. You can also run with the Windows native voices. You can use OpenAI compatible ones or via LLM Omni. That one was specific for fish audio locally, but not going to go into those ones in detail. I just wanted to show off this sprite as I think this one is the coolest extension, and the other ones still are kind of being worked on by me, but the Pi emote I think is done fairly well so far. So that's it, just a quick little video on that. I think this is super cool. Like I said, I switched from VS Code over into terminal-based coding for the most part. And, I am probably not going to go back to VS Code and do everything inside the terminal. So yeah, there's that. So if you guys watch all the way through, if you have any questions, please let me know down below in the comments. Once again, if you're a member of the channel, I very much appreciate it. Like I said, I will be working on Emmy Takahashi for some of my future videos. I think I'm going to try to integrate her into the channel somehow, so we will see how that ends up going. This is one of the first little features that I've been working on. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, and I will see all of you guys later.